And
we're
we
passing
will call
around.
this meeting to order,
Because it's
and,
whatever time it is.
yes, and we will stand
6:31.
for the flag.
Oh,
Whoa!
back behind.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And roll call.
Everybody. Oh, sorry.
You
President
can
Karen
me.
Kinley, Vice President Pat Miller, Secretary Crystal Angel, Trustee Vicki Knight. Absent tonight with notice is Carl Gilmore, our treasurer. He is off at high school step-up day. And,
He's not going to high school.
and Samantha Hurtado should be here any old time now. For the staff, we have Julie Millbeck, that's me, Lisa Pappas, Debbie Maxwell, and Laura Bautista. And then in our public, we have Graham Harwood from CCS. We'll be talking about our owner's representative contract later. Jason Petz, who will soon be a trustee, and Vicki Polito, our favorite filming member of the public.
Okay, and we do have time for public comment.
I was only going to ask a question or maybe even just a suggestion. With all the great tech embellishments that you've been doing lately, and I know we can, for instance, load up our little card to do the photocopying and stuff. I had an overdue book for only a dime. I couldn't run into the library that day, and I stopped off to pay it. And I'm wondering, are we maybe going to at some point have a mechanism where you can sort of have almost like your photocopy, budget, where you could opt to, say, charge my card account for my late fee?
I don't know if any of our softwares are using.
Right.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Not
down the
sure if
road,
it's
somebody may do that, or
Yeah.
there must be an app for that.
Not sure if it's technologically feasible yet.
Right, but
I'll
somewhere.
tell you, if we make the suggestion, the company that works with our card system is always looking for ways to improve.
Right, or almost even like an iPass thing where, because, if I didn't as long as my fines aren't crazy, right, they kind of sit there until I come in, right? So let's say I owed even, $1.80, and I didn't come in for a while to check out a book or was out of town. If I go to check out something new, when I do that, would my records show that, almost like an iPass, well, you can go through and get these books, lady, but you owe us $1.80, and boom, that $1.80 would disappear. I don't know. I mean, I understand it's not anything for immediate, but it was just an idea.
Good thought.
Thank you.
I will pass that right along.
All right. Anything from our
Public.
our trustees?
Well, I think that it was good that there were so many of us at the luncheon today. And I just think that we had an opportunity then to meet many other people in the community and talk with people who are, particularly some of our business people, about, our exploration and where we're
What's
thinking
going on.
of going, exactly. So I think that was a very good thing for us to be in attendance, and I think it went well.
Crystal? Vicki? Nothing? She's just busy.
She's signing.
her name. She's signing her name. We have a consent agenda for the December 17th, 2014 regular board meeting minutes. And then we do need to approve the bills paid and bills payable in the amount of $338,961.51. Any questions about those bills and bills payable or anything at all?
I assumed at the end of the year we had lots of things occurring.
Then I will ask for a motion to approve the bills paid and bills payable.
I move to approve bills paid and bill payable in the amount of $338,961.51.
Is there a second? Second by Crystal. That's a roll call vote.
Crystal?
I'm sorry.
Roll call vote.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry, you're on my bad side.
You're on your bad side.
Oh, then I have
Yes.
to talk up here.
Aye.
Just Pat, Vicki, we will.
That motion carries. Okay, committee reports.
Finance meets on Friday, 2
2
o'clock,
PM, right, okay.
right here.
We'll be doing that.
Yes, yeah, that worked, it actually worked out perfectly because the day that Carl needed earlier was not the same as the day you needed later.
And, we could just really move through this.
Mosey right along.
And, library director's report.
All right, well, you have my written report, such as it is. Holiday period, you know, there's always a limited amount that happens during the holidays. I think the best things are that we have our 4 candidates for our 4 positions on the library board, so that will make things simple. There were no objections. The simultaneous filing lottery went very smoothly, so everything is just kind of going
Ready
right
to go.
along, so fingers crossed. We did receive our letter from the state of Illinois awarding our per capita grant for FY15 in the full amount, $94,171.25.
That's always a good feeling.
We got our fingers crossed because this is the, oh look, government students, come on in.
Hello.
Take a
And
seat right here.
Can we take just a break, and you can sign in the sheet right here. And as soon as her report's done, we'll have you introduce yourselves. Go ahead.
All right, so we're told that because that grant is generally a pass-through of the federal LSTA funds for the state of Illinois, that it should not be held up with what's going on with the governor, so we have our fingers crossed.
Yeah, there's
We-
maybe
we'll-
some changes.
We'll believe it when we have the check. Can't wait to get
But
that
at
check.
least it's in the making.
Yes. Just one other note is that unless someone has an objection, we are going to stop doing the sandwich tray for the board now that we don't have quite so many people who are in need. We had a series of trustees who commuted, several of whom had diabetes, who came directly from their place of work to our board meetings. So we started getting food for that purpose. And now that they've gone off the board and we've had less people partaking, unless we have see a need or a meeting that's going to go very long, something along those lines,
That
we
makes
will
sense.
we'll stop doing that. I am also working on, for our website, the 10-point transparency checklist for the Illinois Policy Institute. They give out what they call a Sunshine Award every year to libraries that comply, or actually any government entity in the state of Illinois that complies with their 10-point checklist. And it's actually very easy. It's all things that are Freedom of Information Act available. So it's just a matter of being proactive and placing those on your website, making them readily available to everyone. There is one question for you all though. One of the things that they ask for in their online transparency recommendation is name, phone number, and email address for all of our elected officials. How you would like to handle that will be my question. You don't have to answer it now.
Something to think about.
But something to think about for the future. One of our technological problems at the moment is that we are pretty much maxed out as far as telephone extensions for our telephone system. We don't have them to give to you.
So we couldn't use a library.
Right, some of the.
How about the email situation?
The email we've got taken care of. We have our trustee at plainfieldpubliclibrary.org. That works great. It's been fantastic, but the phone number thing is there.
So,
So think about it.
and when does this happen?
Oh, this isn't a must. This is just something that
Okay.
I'm working on
All right,
to
so
do an
we could
update to.
Think about that.
One of the things that we're doing is, it's going to be an expansion of the library info tab on our website. We're going to add an About Us that includes all of these different things, because a lot of it is about you all as the trustees. It's basic financial information, it's basic tax rate information. So really good stuff. It would be a great place to also have things like our annual report readily available, so that if someone really wanted to know all the ins and outs of the library and look at all of our documents, one-stop shopping.
Sounds good.
But it will be adding a whole new page to our website, so it will take a little bit of time for us to get that together. And one of the things that they discuss in here is searchable PDFs of some different kinds of documents that we don't have in a searchable PDF format at the moment. So it will be a matter of getting those documents done in the right format.
And what is this, some kind of working system? Black?
Yeah, basically. No, basically you're really talking about a Sunshine Award icon that you can put in your,
Okay,
on
that's
your
like
web page.
I-
Yeah, it's one of those, but it sounds good,
Yeah, it does.
so.
And Carl asked me about the sign. He wanted to know, and we all want to know where
Yes,
we are
what's
with the
that?
sign.
We are still on, we're weather dependent on the electrical being moved, because the village put it here and it needs to be over here. So, Lance and the company that's doing the move of the electrical are waiting for the right day, when it is warm enough, but not raining or
Not
snowing.
wet.
So,
Okay,
we need a warm, dry day that's not on a weekend.
okay. We'll put that order in. Okay. I would, do you have something to
I'd
ask
like to
Julie?
ask, yes, I wondered in the material that was in our packets that covered the ELL, ESL program, I want to know, since I think Tanya produced it, that material, is that available? Can I share that
Oh,
in the community?
And that's what I said,
absolutely.
that was one of the most impressive pieces that,
Absolutely.
Well, I'm pleased, and I just wanted to verify that. And the other question I had was on CERC services. I wondered if it was a typo, because it indicated that in December 2013, we actually had 10,000 more items checked out at the desk than in December 2014. And that
It was
seemed
a
like
diff-
such a discrepancy, which is on page 27.
I think, and she spoke to that, didn't she, in her report? She did, yeah.
Well, I know the staff find new creative ways to serve patrons, et cetera. I know the home services. I looked at different things and I thought, I don't see that it accounts for the difference in 10,000 units. I mean, the number checked out at self-checkout were similar. There were a few more. And you know, sometimes we can have typos,
Yeah.
and I thought perhaps it was a typo.
I will double check with Michelle on that.
Okay.
I know, it seems like.
I thought that someone spoke to,
That,
That I may have told them,
but I.
gone over it and not recognized it. I go to the next page. It's on new services.
yeah.
In
I
any
will-
case, it
I
was
will
just a
double check
question.
for you.
Okay. Any other questions of Julie? Take a little break and ask these two young people to introduce themselves and tell us why you're here and what school you're from.
I'm Vincent, I'm from Plainfield North, and we're here to, well, for our class, we take government, and we have to go to a certain amount of these to, it's for a project. We have to attend these for an hour and then write a paper about it.
Okay?
I'm Stephanie, I'm the same reason.
Okay, very good. And we will sign your papers at the end of the meeting.
Okay.
Okay? And you can see where our agendas are. And we're glad you're here and you're getting your assignment done early in the semester.
Yep.
Because sometimes we have a whole bunch at the end of the semester.
Yes.
So, you're welcome to be here. I
Thanks.
hope you learned something from this situation. Action items.
Action item.
And we have a really good action item coming up here. And our first action item is to take care of that trustee vacancy. And we're happy that Jason is going to be doing that. So if you'll come up, Jason, we will swear you in. I'll meet you around the corner here. And you know, I could read and you could repeat, but I know that you know how to read.
That's true.
So-
That's true.
So we'll just let you read that. Starting here.
I, Jason Petz, have been appointed to the office of Library Trustee in the Plainfield Public Library District of January 21st, 2015,
Okay.
in the county of Will and Kendall. Aforesaid, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Library Trustees to the best of my ability.
And welcome. And we're happy
Great,
that
I'm
you're
gonna
here.
make you turn around so that we can take a picture here.
Upbeat,
Oh.
aye.
There we go, Deb. One more, and hopefully Lisa likes one of those, because she's usually the photographer.
Can we ask him to join the table?
Yes, but
Yes.
you know what we forgot to do?
What did we forgot to do?
Move and second and actually vote.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, well,
Oh, close
I
enough.
will ask for a motion to officially accept Jason as the appointed trustee for the
Trustee.
vacancy.
I so move.
Is there a second? Yes, sir. Moved and seconded, all in favor of that motion, aye?
Aye.
Those opposing or those abstaining? We're welcoming you very much, and you're welcome.
I will
to
grab
sit.
my stuff.
Grab your
Okay.
stuff and
Have a seat.
Apparently.
That makes us feel better.
now we're official.
Just those little technical things.
Sorry.
Okay. All right, and now we're going to discuss our owner's representative contract. And you would like to take over?
Sure. That was the letter of engagement was sent around to all of the board prior to the board meeting. Carl did give me some feedback. He is in favor of passing it as it was presented. If anyone else has any further questions, wants further detail included in the letter, that's one of the reasons that Graham is here with us today, to be able to speak to this matter.
I did not think that it had been determined that it was renovation and expansion of the current building that we were limited to.
We put assumed, not confirmed.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I mean, I had read that, and I wondered whether that perhaps could be at least opened up rather than left as an assumption
It can take it out or.
before it be a proposal that was accepted. Are you looking for where it is, Julie?
It's the second paragraph.
It's the second paragraph, the
Oh.
last sentence. Well, I think it's only one sentence. For renovation
But
and
it's-
expansion of the existing facility.
And it says assume, not confirm.
Correct. And I wondered whether at this point that would have, you know, is there a reason that needs to continue? I mean, can we not just have that as an assumption, but maybe reword that so that it is more open-ended.
What would you propose that it say?
Well, that we are looking for expansion of a facility to provide services, for example, but whether it would be new, existing. In other words, I thought that the whole question was to be open enough instead of narrow so that we would not
It's
have.
wide open, yeah. We could put, instead of assume not confirmed, we could put or the possibility of a new library or something like that.
Something of
if you'd
that
rather.
nature, just to open the door.
Yeah, I mean, it's not closed by any stretch of the imagination.
Or other expansion options?
Yes, that might be better.
Yeah, I don't see it as closed, I guess that's
Yeah.
where I am.
Well, I guess I look at a contract as being something
Well, I
which
think we all
can
do,
be
but
narrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
Interpretation.
but I didn't,
You didn't read it that way.
yeah.
And I read it thinking, well, maybe we put it in too narrow a form. They were responding in a narrower form. And I guess I wanted to verify whether.
Then that's a, you know, when we have those questions, we need to,
Yeah, or
Address
other
it.
expansion options, there's no
Yeah.
problem.
so,
All right.
Do you feel there would be any advantage to outlining at least some of the contact scheduling in terms of having some kind of weekly feedback, whether it be attendance at the monthly board meetings during that time, anything of that nature that might help us to have a better understanding of, you know, gee, I thought he would, and no, he isn't.
We can give monthly updates to the Board of Trustees at this meeting without any question.
and I thought we had discussed
Yeah.
that the other
I mean,
evening.
that's what I always do, so.
Well, again, I guess I'm saying from a contract
Contractual.
base. I believe in gentlemen's agreements, but when we're gonna put something in writing, then whatever's in the agreement verbally, I believe needs to be likewise in written form. Because then that will clear up any misconceptions we have.
What is it that you want to put in writing? I mean, it's in writing that they're going to meet with us once a month and update us. I believe that's in the scope here.
Well, I don't know if Julie has any reservations, and I guess that's because mainly she is going to be the one who will be in touch as opposed to
Regular.
our being in touch. And I wondered if Julie needed to have anything more solidified so that, because it was designed so that Julie would not have to do the responsibility herself and have the consultation available. But do you feel there needs to be some kind of,
I've got no
More
problem
specific.
putting it in, if you want to put it in, I mean, that's fine by me. It just spells out a little bit more, gives you a little bit more guidance, so, yeah, I've got no problem.
Do you want to include it under deliverables monthly?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Report
Right.
At the regular meeting of the board?
well, you don't have to say regular because we might have a special meeting. So at a meeting of the board would be sufficient, don't you?
Progress report.
It's under deliverables.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I figure it's a deliverable.
Okay.
yeah.
Progress report made monthly at the meeting of the board. Is that sufficient?
If it's sufficient to you. As I said, my concern is that you would know what access or regular meeting availability there would be to you.
Absolutely.
The only other thing I noted, and I don't know that it's an issue, was that in one area, it indicated that we would take all the documents, et cetera, and integrate them, and then the Plainfield Public Library would prepare the report. The final report would be done by them, and I wondered whether that raised any questions. And I looked for paragraph here, because it was on my iPad. Yes, so it'll be this, on the second page.
Incorporate all reports and documentation to a final.
To a final report for use. And I thought, okay.
Sorry, where are you?
On the second page, page 2,
Under
second paragraph
fee.
from the bottom,
Oh.
Under
okay.
fee, right
The fee.
below the,
it said Plainfield Public Library will incorporate all reports and documentation into a final report for use.
is that pretty standard operating procedure?
Yeah.
And then at the.
I don't, actually, I'm not quite sure why that language is in there. I'm not sure what it.
Because it kind of goes against the
Yeah.
deliverable.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if you go through the deliverable, then it outlines what's going to be in the final report.
Yeah.
That is both the budget and quality.
Mm-hmm. Anybody care if we strike that sentence? This is- really seems, the deliverable is the deliverable, yeah.
Yeah, it's monthly reports.
And that's everything together.
The only other question I had was in terms of our starting date. I mean, I didn't know if you were planning to do that tonight. It said mid-January,
Well,
and I don't know whether at this point are we being.
No,
are
we won't bill you for January.
That's all I wanted to know.
It'll be February 1st.
Any other questions or comments concerning this contract? Vicki, you got anything? Nothing? Crystal, you're good? Okay.
I have one more question. Can I ask?
Sure.
Before I forget, when you indicated in the proposal that you would help us to find an architect
Yes.
as such, are you also available to meet when we are having meetings with the architect?
Yes.
With
Oh,
vendors?
yes. Oh, definitely, yes.
I just want to
Yeah.
verify that.
Yeah, no, I mean, we will probably guide you through that very much to the point of drafting a letter for you, explaining what we expect from the architect, reviewing the RFQs with you, going through rating systems for both the interviews and the qualifications and everything. And yes, we'll be there at the meetings with you without any question of doubt. So, yeah, I mean, that's all a part of it, yeah, so.
Well, many times we have too much paperwork provided and not enough personal wisdom.
Yes, yes, I know.
And I think though that's what we heard the other
Yeah.
night, is that we would get that person.
You do.
Anyway, that's.
Yeah. And rather than you shift through all of 50 pages or whatever, we'll give you an executive summary, so it gives you a guideline as to what the thoughts are. But I always insist that at the end of the day, you choose the architect. We'll give you all the guidance that we can, all the benefit of our wisdom that we can, everything to help you make the decision. But when it comes to voting, it's you guys. Yeah. We don't have a vote, and that's important that you select.
It's understandable.
Pardon me?
It's understandable.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You're handing that to us. It's our job.
No, I mean, and
Yeah,
we
sure,
do.
and we,
We have a points chart, and we put the name up there and the number of points.
Yeah.
We'll go through it all when we get there.
yeah,
But
very good.
it is auditable, which is the key part. So if anybody questions why you chose an architect,
We have
you have that, yes.
the information is available.
I guess I do have one question. Are you gonna be the principal participant in the meetings, or are there gonna be,
That would be me.
are there be other staff involved, or?
Everything being equal, it will probably just be me, I would
Okay.
imagine. Yeah.
So we have.
And apart from the estimate,
Consistency,
it
I
might be
guess.
Clyde.
I'm sorry?
But the estimate and doing the concept, remember,
Right,
he went
okay,
through all
would
of
be
that.
Clyde. Mhm.
That may be Clyde,
Mhm.
but the rest of it, and attending, when are your meetings? Are they the third Wednesday? Yeah, then it will be me, because I've got another board meeting that's the second Wednesday, so that works great.
But I think that consistency is important, that we
It
have the
is,
same person
yeah.
hearing
Yeah.
what we're saying, and we are hearing the
Yeah.
same thing from you.
Yeah.
That's an important element.
Once I start, I keep going. Like the Energizer Bunny.
Oh dear.
Like I said, he had an office in the Fountaindale Library for quite some time.
I don't think we have room for one.